Hello, this is just a video to show you how to solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. Okay, so for example, we are asked to calculate the value of x here on this equation. Okay, so let's just write the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac everything over 2a. Okay, so you might be wondering how you actually get the values of a, b, and c. Okay, so a general quadratic formula will be in this form. It will be a x squared plus bx plus c. This will be equal to 0. So you can see that this format here is similar to the format of the problem that you are trying to solve. So what it means now, it means this a here is the coefficient of x squared, and then b here is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant. Okay, so going back now to our equation that we are trying to solve, it means our coefficient of x squared here is 1. So it means our value of a here will be equal to 1, and then b as well. B here is the coefficient of x, so from our equation here you can see that our coefficient of x is 5. So it means now our b is equal to 5, and then last but not least c. So on this general equation you can see that this c doesn't have any x, so it means this is a constant. So if you go back now to your equation, you see that this 6 here is the one that is a constant, so it means our c will be equal to 6. Okay, so it means now we have our values of a, b, and c. So what you do next is you take these values and then you put them into our quadratic formula so that you'll be able to calculate now the value of x. Okay, so let's do that. So it will be x is equal to minus b. Our b here is 5, so it will be minus 5 plus or minus square root of b squared. Our b is negative 5, so we write it like this, negative 5 squared minus 4 times a. Our a is 1 times c, which is 6. Okay, so this brackets it just means that you are multiplying. So here it is 4 times 1 times 6. Okay, and then remember that is all over 2 times a. So 2 times a, of which our a there is 1. Okay, so it means now we've put all the values. Now the next step now is solving using both maths. So it means you start with what's in the brackets first. So this will be negative 5 here, plus or minus, put our square root sign. Negative 5 times negative 5, that would be 25. Minus 4 times 1 is 4, times 6 it will be 24. And then over 2 times 1, that will be equal to 2. And then now we solve now what's in them, what's under the square root bracket, under the square root. So it will be negative 5 plus or minus square root of 25 minus 24, it will be 1. So square root of 1 here, all over 2, like this. So this is where we are now, and then now you know that the square root of 1 is 1. So the next step now it will be negative 5 plus or minus 1 all over 2. Okay, so that's where we are now. And then now easily you can see that here we've got plus or minus. What it means for each and every quadratic equation we've got two solutions or two possible solutions of x. Okay, so it means here we'll be having our two equations. The first equation will be negative 5 plus 1 over 2, and then the other one will be all negative 5 minus 1 over 2. Okay, so here we are, and then that's how we solve this one first. It will be negative 5 plus 1, that will give us negative 4 over 2, and then the other one there, negative 5 minus negative 1, that will become negative 6 divided by 2. And then now we just simplify 2 into negative 4. Here we are dividing a positive number into a negative number, so it means our answer will be a negative. So it will be negative 2, or negative 6 divided by 2, there will get negative 3 as well. So it means now our x is equal to negative 2 or negative 3. Okay, so what you can do now is you can actually test to see if we put our solution that we found, or that we got -3, -2 into our original equation, will it give us this value 0 here? Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so our equation is x squared plus 5x plus 6, this is equal to 0. Okay, so let's start by trying -2. So for -2, it means we will be putting -2 where there was x, here. So it will be -2 in brackets squared plus 5 times -2 plus 6. This should be equal to 0. Okay, so it means if everything here becomes 0, it means now our solution is correct. So -2 times -2, this will give us 4. Here we are multiplying a negative number and a negative number, so it means we get, our answer will be positive. And then here we've got 5 times -2. Here we are multiplying a negative number times a positive number, so it means our answer will be negative. So here we've got -10 and then plus 6. This should be equal to 0. So you can see that here we've got 4 minus 6 plus 10, so it means this is equal to 0. So it means our solution -2 is correct. Okay, now let's try for -3. If you put -3 into this equation, it will be -3 squared plus 5 times -3 plus 6. This is equal to 0. And then now to solve, we say -3 times -3, we get 9 plus 5 times -3, it will be -15. So you can see that here we are multiplying a negative number times a positive number. So it means our answer is negative. And then plus 6, this is equal to 0. And then here now we remove the brackets. It will be 9. This is positive times negative. So it means here we'll be having a -15 plus 6. This will give us 0. So if you say 9 minus 15 plus 6, you get a 0 here. So it means our solution -3 is also correct. Okay. And the other thing is, I just want to explain, is if you see here that I was putting my -3 square, both the negative sign and the number in brackets. The reason is, if you write it like this, -5. Let's say a number, for example, -5. If you say -5 here, this will be negative in brackets 5 squared. So this means now your answer here will become, it will be 5 times 5 times negative. So it will be -25. Okay. But if you write it as -5 like this, it means now even this negative sign is being squared as well. So it means it will be -5 times -5, which will be equal to, here I'm applying a negative number and a negative number, so it will be a positive value, and then 5 times 5 is 25. So you can see now the difference. Here we got 25, and then here we got -25. So whenever we are squaring a negative number, you should write it in brackets, so that you can also show that the negative sign is also being squared. Okay, so this is how to solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. Okay, so the more videos will come with other formulas. The next one will be how to solve using factorization and then using graphs as well. So until next time, bye.